When you think of emotions, you might picture drama or distraction. But what if I told you that emotions are actually essential tools in decision making? I wanted to make this short video to kind of explore the basics of how emotions influence and even enhance our ability to make good choices. So, emotions, we tend to think of them as our feelings, but they're more than feelings. Psychologists define them as states involving physical arousal, thoughts, and actions. Our emotions have evolved to help us survive. Fear helps us to escape or avoid danger. Happiness encourages us to make connections, and sadness invites support, brings others in to help us. So, emotions serve real functions. They're not just this hard thing for us to try to get rid of or deal with. So, emotions are kind of like an internal compass. They quickly alert us to threats, opportunities, social cues. If you feel anxious before a test, that's emotion nudging you to prepare, right? If you feel uneasy around somebody, this could be your emotions or intuition warning you of potential conflict with that person. Of course, we have to deal with and understand our emotions well enough to know when we need to act on them and when we need to try to control them in other ways. So, emotions also shape our reasoning or our thought processing. Positive emotions tend to make us more open, creative, and collaborative. Negative emotions, like anger, for example, or fear, tend to make us more focused and analytical. But as you probably know from your own experience, they don't replace logic. Instead, we still have our logical brain working, and the emotions are adding context to those logical things that we're feeling. Sometimes, when it comes to right and wrong, emotions can be powerful influencers. A guilty emotion, that feeling of guilt, can push us to apologize. Empathy can help us inspire or other people or help us reach out in other ways. And again, there's been enough study and data on this that show that people often make moral decisions based on emotional reactions first and then explain those emotional reactions with their reasoning. So recognize that I don't know, if you're like me, you tend to sometimes just be frustrated by your emotions and see them as this thing that's making you do things you don't want to do. But recognize that at their base level, they're there to help us. And if we can learn to harness them and recognize when an emotion is giving us meaningful input, and apply our reason to those feelings, we're often in better positions to build good relationships and to help and serve other people in more meaningful ways. Anyway, I hope this is an interesting thought. I feel like all these little short lectures are just enough to kind of to make you think about something, but there's always more information out there, and I would encourage you if any of this ever grabs your interest, don't be afraid to go out and look through the textbook and learn more about it. Anyway, hope you have a great day.